We're pretty damned awesome, even when we're not talking sports. From baseball to hockey to wrestling to the UFC and beyond, we love it, and we're talking about it. And now your hosts, Armchair, hailing from Canada. He's a sports encyclopedia. And Dubs, the quintessential masshole who's always down for some lively banter and a little bit of the green stuff. And we're not talking about the outfield grass. Let's rock this. This is the Sportsocracy, the Ocho.
Friends, welcome in. I'm, of course, Armchair. That is Dubs. This is the Ocho for August 14th. Holy shit. Where did the summer go?
Yeah, tell me about it.
It like disappeared. Your mic is hella low.
Is it? Are we good now?
Oh, you're good now. You're good now.
I think I was just mumbling.
And you're just mumbling. This is what happens. Typical masshole. I'm kidding.
No, I mumble like a motherfucker.
We got a whole bunch
like,
to talk
like
about.
35-40% of the first verbal interaction I have with people, they don't hear me.
That's okay, though, because people are ridiculous, and we don't need that. Listen, we got some breaking news. We got new NHL captains. I have a captains list that I thought was hilarious, and I wanted to get your take on it. It's just Leaf fans doing Leaf shit. We got a little bit of we got some Stone stories. We got some incredible news from the vindictive world of chess.
Olympics finished.
Olympics are done. We're donezo there. And much, much more. But first, start with something that is near and dear to both of our hearts. Our New England Patriots have made a change. They made a trade. Matthew Judon, officially gonzo to the Hotlanta Falcons. Didn't even get a free trip to Magic City in the trade. Just a third-round pick.
Pain. Everything's pain. This is going to be a tough year. I thought last year was tough. This year's going to be so much worse.
In the newsletter every Friday, I drop a weekend wagers when applicable. We have the over-under on wins for the Patriots. 3.5 was
devastated.
Plus 235.
Love those odds. Probably get on those before anything else changes to drop it and even more, because we were looking through the schedule today. Absolute best case scenario, everything goes right. It's 5 wins. Five. There's no chance of that though. I'm thinking 3. I think 3 is the safe bet. So we take under 3.5 at plus 235. We're doing that all day. I put $50 on it just pre-show.
You got to do it. There's no way they're winning more than that. It's going to be a tough season, and I'm not here to pretend that they're not in a rebuild. And I said this to you pre-show. You still have to have veterans around, and I'm really curious what Atlanta's going to give them for a contract, because if it's low, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be real frustrated.
I'm gonna be super frustrated. If it's like the
fuck, man.
Couldn't land Ayuk. We lost fucking Judon. Although it's not Wolf's fault we couldn't land Ayuk. Ayuk didn't want to come here. I don't know if I really wanted him to anyway. I think I'd rather roll with the young guys. But I was in a Discord chat just before the show. Didn't know about the trade yet. Somebody joined who did know about the trade. Shout out Toothy in the chat. And I lost my mind when I heard it. He can preach. I was not a happy camper. Incredibly upset. Big Christian Gonzalez guy. He's now the best player on the team, and he's played 2.25 NFL games. And he's without a doubt the best player we have. It's fantastic.
Gonzo's a stud.
Keon White better be a dog. Christian Barmore's out with blood clots. And you know what we should do? Get rid of another D lineman. We don't need to tank. We're that bad. We don't need to get rid of our best player.
We professional tankers. This is going to be ugly. I'm somewhere in the
bad.
2 to 3 wins, probably because we didn't mean to. Even the 0-17 Lions almost won.
I know how
think
we
it's
talked
right
about
now.
Joe Milton. I'd be really upset if Joe Milton sees the field. I would love it now that we have no offensive line. Drake May's going to die if he goes out there.
I jokingly said we need to have something like 14 quarterbacks on the roster if the offensive line stays the same, because there is no way they're going to not die. Joe Milton's going
It's
to play
bad.
because everybody will be deceased.
They
That's all
should
there is.
keep Drake May in a fucking full body cast, break glass in case of emergency. He does not see the field this year.
Put that guy put him on the practice squad.
Let's do it.
Just put him on the practice squad. Get him out of here. I can't have him playing. And
Not behind that.
It's awful.
Do offensive tackles exist? Like Bigfoot or unicorns or birds?
Or birds. Yeah, they're not real.
No, they can't be. Not on this team.
No.
They died out after Nate Solder.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure tackles aren't real. They're not. Those aren't a real thing. Let me tell you about centers though. Definitely get a center, or we'll get a right guard and convert him to offensive tackle.
Who's like 6'1", 280.
He's absolutely not. We're actually just going to sign a bunch of Aussie rugby players and hope that they turn into raw talent. It's just real raw talent. Anyway, just wanted to lead us off with a little bit of breaking news. Had to get it in there. I know we're not normally a football show, but
right after I saw the tweet about it, I saw somebody else I follow had a tweet about like Disneyland is the happiest place in the world. What's the saddest? And I was like, my house right now, circa now.
Shout out Joey Bag of Donuts.
Yes, that was who it was.
Love Joey Bag of Donuts. Great follow.
Great Twitter follow. Not New England,
right.
That's a fact.
No.
Shut up, Tao. It was a fantastic run, and then we're gonna fucking take our lumps now again. And it was horrible for the entire time before that. But yeah, 20 years of success was worth it. I'll sell my soul in a second for 20 years.
Of
6 Super Bowls.
Of course you would.
I'll give you like 4 toes for 6 Super Bowls.
Anybody saying that we shouldn't have we have no right to be upset because we won championships, probably, but we're gonna be. You ever watch your football team suck? It sucks.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
No.
And I'm not saying that we don't deserve our rebuild.
The worst part of my Sundays was watching the Patriots. The rest, like gambling, having fun with the rest of the teams, was a great time. But watching the Patriots last year was just pain.
Shout out Fantasy Football Show Sundays. Jeremy,
yes, sir. Shameless plug.
We had a good time. We had a great time.
You got quiet. I still hear you, but you got quiet.
Am I better now?
No, you're not. Bear with us while Armchair fumbles through his wires. He's got twist tied off underneath the desk. You were MIA, brother. He gone now. Yeah, no, you're gone now. Fully gone. You were quiet, now you're fully gone. MIA, where is Armchair? Right. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, still quiet, but you're there.
They didn't pull the
there you go. We're back. Don't touch nothing.
I didn't pull the cord out, but if I like move my leg and it like touches the cord, it's like no. This is what happens every time I use the laptop. One time I try to use the desktop. It's like, fuck.
That's Canada ain't got the Wi-Fi.
No, we got the Wi-Fi's. It's just, listen, this setup has been the pain in my ass, and I wanted to fix it last week, and then I had to go to work at the office, and I couldn't.
Adulting stuff.
And I couldn't stay home and work from home where I could not work and rearrange my setup. But it is.
Adulting's the worst part of my life. If it doesn't end at 40 hours in a week, my entire time is ruined. Like I can do work and that's it. Any adulting outside of that is,
I assure you, it is
going to ruin my day.
This is worth my time almost always, but is what it is. It's what happens. I have a grown-up job and I have to do that. So, all right, let's get into a little bit of our other news of the day. The Toronto Leafs. Sorry. force of habit, named a new captain. Austin Matthews is the latest in absolute clownery from this organization. Austin Matthews has been named captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs, stripping it from John Tavares, which, okay. Same voices in the room. Have not changed any voices in the room except for Craig Berube. So you change the coach, but the core is the same. You're going to ride with Marner, it looks like, unless you steel toe him out of there. Unless you're going to put a wedge in and somehow kick that guy out. Matthews, of course, best known for scoring goals first, and then harassing women second. Top notch. Yeah, we forgot about that story. That's okay. We'll pretend that didn't happen.
Great line from Tao.
He put an S on it. There we go. We highlight those. That's good. Put an S on his sweater because he will be the scapegoat. He is the scapegoat. He shows up
last year of his contract.
He shows up for exactly 2 out of the 7 playoff games that the Leafs usually play every year. Typically against Boston, and usually it's in a game where it doesn't actually matter if they need him or not.
Nope.
Does this change the fortunes of the Maple Leafs, or are they virtually the same team they were last year with a new head coach?
Nothing's changed. They have more defensemen. That's it. And a different head coach, as we talked about. I mean, anything's going to be better than Sheldon Keefe.
Sure.
I like Berube. I think he's fine.
I don't have an issue with Berube.
No. The changing of the captains is absurd. It's Tavares' last year on the contract. Why don't we just let him be the captain for his last season, and then you negotiate the contract? And while I don't know, it just seemed a weird time
Matthews
to do it for it to be no. Yeah, and Tavares is taking it. I believe they're just swapping the C and the A. It literally means nothing. I don't know why they did it. It was just to get in the news, to have a press conference. Were they a little bored? Like, off season's a little slow. Let's get the boys together. Have a round. We'll announce Matthews as the captain.
It makes no sense to me.
No sense. And again, changes nothing. You will still lose in the first round of the playoffs.
It's absolutely the same voices in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing's changed at all.
Nope.
And I sent you. So there's a. I'm not going to say the guy's.
He's on Twitter, right?
Handle. Yeah, I'm not going to say his handle because he doesn't deserve the publicity. But
no.
He's got Matthews, McDavid, Hughes, Lowry, who we had to Google to find out for the Jets, Tkachuk, Backlund, and Suzuki as the ranking of the Canadian team captains. First of all, Matthews has been captain for like 16 minutes. And if it's by points, then it's McDavid number 1. And Suzuki beats most of those guys. I think for me, it's probably McDavid, Hughes, Tkachuk, Lowry, Suzuki, Backlund, Matthews. Matthews has the leadership qualities of a rock. You watch him get ragdolled?
Yeah.
That's the guy. That's the guy. That's your captain, your fearless leader.
Just because you score a shitload of goals doesn't mean you're.
Montreal tried to give. I don't know if I think they did at one point. They gave Carey Price the captaincy, and they had to take it from him.
We weren't allowed to do that
because it was too much. You're allowed to give it to the goalie. They took it away.
Huh.
He does have the mustache of a Greek drug smuggler.
If that's the case, why the fuck is Hallebuck not the captain of the Jets?
It's not good for goalies. It's way too much. You gotta focus on the game.
Yeah, I thought it was a rule that they couldn't because it was like too much. They'd be skating back and forth to talk to the ref. I thought it was just.
No, they'll leave that to the A's. I saw another graphic that said there were a couple of unassigned captaincies. I'm really curious what happens with Utah. Seattle doesn't have a captain. They've been running with A's the whole time.
It'll be like Marshawn Lynch or something.
Yeah,
There's nobody on that team that's worth a shit.
Nobody on the actual ice.
It'll probably be Dunn, actually.
Well, Brooks and Dunn?
Yeah, Vince Dunn.
Dunder Mifflin.
The mustache of a Greek drug smuggler. It's fucking so accurate. His mustache sucks.
It does. It sucks.
It's one of Birdie's favorite talking points about Austin Matthews is his shitty mustache.
Guy can score goals. I have no doubt no doubt in my mind that he's going to put up 40 to 50 goals every year for the foreseeable future as long as he's healthy. That guy is a stud scorer, and that is the last of the flowers that I will give him, because everything after that is trash. He has no compete when he isn't scoring. He gets down on himself and he's all mopey and shit. And whenever he gets into a scrum, he's got no hands to throw. And Suzuki's only a little fella, but he's in the scrums. You see him mixing it up.
The best two qualities about Austin Matthews are the goal scoring and the Coach Chippy videos that he makes about him.
Coach Chippy is. I'm donating my apples. I'm a donate.
Only one G's.
Only one G's, buddy. Give me the G's. Let's talk Olympics.
Never goes away.
It never. Coach Chippy is the guy. Let's talk Olympics. We had.
Let's do it. You see the dude hike up the Eiffel Tower?
It's ridiculous.
Right before the closing ceremony. He says, I'm going to get a better view of this shit.
Kind of seems like senseless.
My first thought is that guy's jumping off. Like, if I'm security, I'm like, fuck, international crisis. We have a bad time on our hands coming up.
It's not good. Nothing good comes of this.
Nobody's climbing the Eiffel Tower before the closing ceremony of the Olympics for anything good.
I thought it was fine. So I love that they brought Tom Cruise in to jump off the top of the stage. That guy is
insane.
Yeah, he is. Scientology has made him feel like he is invincible. Nobody.
Fine. If I die, I'm just gonna go up to a spaceship.
That's fine. I got no thetans right now. I'm fully thetan free. I'm good. good to go. If I go, I'll get called up.
Also, how good are we? Like our people representing us in the Olympics are Snoop Dogg, Tom Cruise, fucking.
It's gonna be LA is gonna be a show, man. LA is gonna be a show. I don't know.
It won't be at LA.
For better or for worse. For better or for worse is gonna be a show. Breakdancing
ruined by Australia for the history of mankind.
It's all the rage. Everybody.
There's a signature right now, a petition going around. It's got 35,000 signatures for them to be held responsible for embarrassing Australia on a world stage.
I didn't care.
Facts, Welch. Never should I watch the Olympics and think I could do that better than that person. Never one time should I think that. There's nothing going on here. You see my room behind me. There's no reason I should be I could do that.
We used to joke, everybody did, about just let me see one regular dude in the Olympics. And Australia was like,
sick.
We got you covered.
We'll do it.
Hold on.
Having a PhD in breakdancing culture and then going out and doing that is fucking bananas. The fact that she didn't have somebody in her life being honest with her, being like, hey, I don't think you're super great at this. Maybe we should
qualify, Dubs. This is the problem. She qualified. She beat someone else.
She was going to school on fucking taxpayer money. Her education was funded by taxpayers. It's crazy.
I feel bad for her.
I do. Way better, Welch. If a kangaroo did those moves, we'd be like, whoa. Imagine if he had some training. That lady had 8 years of schooling, and she went out and did that. Also, nickname Ray Gun, and you do that? Fucking
I'm sorry. Ray Gun?
Ray Gun? And you're
top-notch break nickname.
You're a breakdancer named Ray Gun, and you do that? Come on.
All the confidence in the world, though. And it's
so much confidence. She thought she killed that.
And it's the most memeable thing on planet Earth. And she got 0 points.
Zero. Not a single one.
I'm disappointed because Canada won. It's like, we did it. And they're like, yeah, but that's it. Like,
you won? Why did you win? Who the fuck's breakdancing in Canada?
everyone. Phil Wizard. His name is Wizard.
The only thing I saw of the breakdancing was the Australia.
Canada versus France at the end. And it was Canada's Phil Kim, aka Phil Wizard.
Nasty. I gotta Google him now.
Is a great nickname. Phil Wizard. He was good. He was a good time. And I didn't mind it at all. And really, if you would watch the finals, you would have been like, oh, breakdancing. I get you.
That's what makes me laugh is the fact that like now that's ruined forever because that lady was such
everybody. There were 3 big takeaways from the Olympic Games, and I want you to rate them gold, silver, bronze because the Olympics. Okay, there was pole vault Dick.
That was sick.
There was the Carlos Sainz impersonator, smooth operator, shooter.
Yep.
And there was ray gun. Those are the 3. Like there's like, and like that's not to take away from like the real stuff where like Simone Biles becomes like a record setter and like Katie Ledecky absolutely annihilates people.
Steph Curry single-handedly carries America to a victory. That we got to talk about that too. That shit was crazy.
We will. But where do you?
You're right though.
Those were the 3.
Yep.
Like anything that was taken away from it, it was the 2 shooters. The guy from Turkey who was like super cash, hand in the pocket, versus what was it, Korea or Japan that had all the like gear on.
Keanu Reeves and Cyberpunk.
Yeah, it was impressive, and it was definitely pole vault Dick.
Pole vault Dick was crazy.
He was there. Yeah,
I know he didn't. It was just those 4 threes at the end, Todd. That's all I care about. The icing on the cake. 100%. Agreed. You were right. It is recency bias.
All right. Where do you rank them?
Those 3?
Mm-hmm.
Number 1.
Who wins?
I think it's the shooter. I think he's been the most viral out of everything. I see memes about him every day, whereas the pole vault guy, I see the same thing.
Pole vault guys, same thing. I think pole vault guys are bronze. I
do too. I think
ray gun is the first. I've seen goalies trying to find the puck. They were flopping around. I saw a picture. I saw a meme where one was your duvet cover in the laundry machine, like in the washing machine. It's just like all bundled up. Like I seen a ton of new, like a fresh batch of ray gun memes coming through.
I like it. I think if we do, I'll seed and I'll let her go to gold.
I feel like it has
an Ocho medal ceremony. It was ray gun, Turkish shooter, cat dad, and the fucking the pole vault. Yeah, Tu Hung.
He's Tu Hung. Tu Hung from China instead of God, it's too easy. We're gonna get canceled. That's
high
fine.
Diver.
Yeah, we're gonna get canceled. It was. What'd you think of the closing ceremonies? Everybody had something to say about the opening ceremony.
Won't get canceled. Our jersey sales will skyrocket.
That's true. Yes. I'm sure they will. We'll talk about that in a minute. I saw a video earlier. I gotta mention after, but I saw a video where someone cobbled together like 6 different days of Red Sox standing ovations. They're like,
I saw the same video.
And people were like,
people bought it.
I
saw people quote tweeting it and shit. It was crazy.
Yeah, it's like
I bought it for about 5 seconds, and then I kept I said something about it. It went in my Discord, and then I kept watching the video. I went, "Oh no, I'm an idiot." It's like that guy's wearing a fucking rain poncho. Yeah. It's clearly summer in that picture.
One of them's daytime. One of them's a night game. I'm pretty sure one of them's like Yankee fans. It's not actually Red Sox fans at all. It's just a bunch of
the
random
Homelander
guys.
meme is fucking hilarious. Tough stuff. I thought of that. Like right when I saw the news, and not fucking 10 minutes later, some guy had a post that was wicked viral. I was like, fuck, it should have been me.
Just missed. Closing ceremonies.
Closing ceremonies. Celine Dion and Tom Cruise highlighted that for me. But and the dude up on top of the fucking
Eiffel Tower.
The Eiffel Tower. That's just wild.
We had Chili Peppers and Billie Eilish and Snoop Dogg and Dre all playing at the thing. I don't know how. Like, it's going to be a complete shit show in LA.
It's being a nightmare. What would have been more of a shit show is Boston hosting these Olympics, which was on the docket a few years ago.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
our roads are meant for horses, not cars. Yeah. And we want to host the Olympics. Okay.
Yeah, let's walk that back. Let's think about this for a minute. The same mayor wanted to talk to Jaron Duran, who we should talk about now. Jaron Duran, he said some bad words. There's a couple of words that you can't say, and he picked one of them. Sure it's like, look, there's like 3 words you're not supposed to say. I'm not going to say them.
What are they, Armchair?
Well, they're the other F word, the R word, and you probably shouldn't say the N word.
I was rapping.
I was singing the lyrics, man. I was just singing the lyrics. And you could say every other word you want. No one's gonna. You can call him a fucking bootlicker. You can call him a cocksucker. You can swear to your heart's content.
That's what I saw all the time. Call him a cocksucker. Why don't we do that? Boston accent on it too for laughs.
And you know what people say to that? Ha ha ha. No one would have said shit. And he has to go and drop the other F-bomb. It's just stupid. It's dumb. And my biggest issue with it is you're in the middle of a race.
That's my problem. My problem is like the people that are like, he's homophobic, he's this, no, he's not. He's an idiot, and he said something on a microphone he shouldn't have. Like,
yes. Yeah, he's a frat boy idiot.
Correct. And drawing any attention to the team, yourself, anything in the midst of in playoff contention that's not positive is a dumb move. And
do you know who would have said something about this? Pappy. Ortiz would have chastised him. He would have crushed him.
Welch is on fire tonight, by the way.
Welch is always having a good fire. Look at this.
Yeah. It can't happen. He's 0 for 3 tonight, last I checked.
Cooked. You just can't do it. You can't do it. You're in the middle of a playoff race. You shouldn't do it anyway. You shouldn't do it.
Is it a story on the Netflix documentary next year? Is it part of it?
Yes.
I think it has to be.
Absolutely, yes. It's going to be part of the story of why the Red Sox don't go as far as they do or can get. They're going to tie that in. They're going to be like, guys were rolling, and then this guy
producer from off camera is like, how do you think that affected the season after
that? Cooked.
Chad, are we cooked?
Wrecked. It's a big L. You just, first of all, just don't say that. Second of all, why you're taking away attention from the team, why you're drawing a negative light on a team that has been, as you wrote today, team of destiny. Check out the newsletter, by the way.
Shout out. Three of the top 30 prospects in the MLB got promoted yesterday, and if you Googled Red Sox, the only thing that came up was Jaron Duran.
30 for 30 with Raygun.
Raygun 30 for 30 is going to be ridiculous. It's going to be 45 minutes of her fucking crying. Like, I don't understand what happened. I was trying to represent my country.
We're going to get are you going to watch the 30 for 30, or are we going to get an Untold, the story of Raygun on Netflix? I watched. Are we going to have to wait like the Manti Te'o one?
I watched the Armstrong 30 for 30, or it was 30 for 30, right?
Yeah, it was 30 for 30.
I watched that. Pretty good. He's a real dick.
He has no regrets.
He's a real dick.
Fuck you. I would have done it again. He made
that story about him riding however many miles in the rain with his teammate, and his teammate's like, I'm dying. Like, can we please stop? And he just goes, "Are you right? I'm not done, you fucking pussy. I'm not done yet."
Does not care.
And then they're like, do you think that could have happened? He goes, yeah, it definitely could have happened. I don't remember it, but I definitely could have happened.
He was totally ruthless. Like, totally ruthless. Did not care. And they were like, so do you regret the drug use? He's like, fuck no.
He got healthy from cancer and put it right back in his arm immediately.
Did not care. This is the real Raygun got stole. She's actually being held in a kangaroo warehouse as we speak.
I was
I
getting
assume that's a thing in
catfish. There's a
Australia.
car crash. I went to Notre Dame.
Australia actually, like, they lost her. They're like, I don't know. You're Ray Gun now.
She was reported missing to the police 6 months before the Olympics, and it was just swept under the rug. It's crazy. I've never seen anything like it.
It's going to be a Dateline on this.
Yeah, 30 for 30 or Untold. No, it's Dateline. She's dead.
It's actually Dateline. She's actually deceased. Oh, good Lord. Want to talk a little wild card? We're getting down to it. We're into our last. We got 30-ish games left.
Yeah, something
in that range.
We're halfway through August apparently. So coming up.
As of right now, our division leaders in the AL: Guardians, Yankees, Astros, with the Orioles leading the wild card healthy 4.5 games. Twins and the Royals. What? This is that strictly on Bobby Witt Jr.? Is that all that is? Royals in the wild card race? Because I don't see it staying that way. And we've got two real contenders in that race in the AL. It's Boston and Seattle. The Rays are 6 games out. Detroit's 8.5. Toronto's 9.5. It's never going to happen.
As I said in my my article earlier, gun to my head, I don't think we make it.
Just short?
I don't know. I think we're just short. And it's not like we're getting healthy at the right time. I think call-ups are going to help us a lot, but I don't know what it is. I just have a feeling. If we had a better performance over these last couple weeks since the All-Star break, I'd be far more confident. I went into the All-Star break incredibly confident, and then that Rocky series was tough. The Dodgers series was tough. The Yankee series was tough. Like,
who takes that third wild card spot? Because I will say the Twins are probably in, and I would say the Orioles are definitely in. The Orioles could still threaten. They're only a game off of first in the AL East, so
I think they pass the Yankees. I think they end up winning the East.
So Yankees, Twins, and
Mariners probably.
You think Mariners?
Yeah.
Yeah. Seattle's only 2.5 out. They actually bought at the deadline a lot.
Do we buy into the Royals at all?
No.
Even though Bobby Witt's a dog.
Bobby Witt is absolutely.
Did you see the home run he hit earlier?
No. Which one?
It was like fucking 2 feet up in the zone. Like it was at his shoulders, and he still got it like right to center field. It was a ridiculous hit. Not at all, Welch.
I mean, they beat the Royals. Or they beat the Twins, sorry, that's important. And they get the Reds next. Maybe. I don't buy them long term though. I think that I don't buy it in the playoffs. I don't think they're
if they get there, they're done immediately.
I think they're overmatched by everybody else.
Agreed.
I'm not taking them over the Yankees.
Nope. I'm not taking them over Cleveland. I'm not taking them over the Orioles. No. I'm not taking them over Houston.
No. In the National League, we've got our Dodgers, Phillies, and Brewers. Shout out to Lily and the Brew Crew. D-backs, Padres.
Each and the Dodgers.
The
most pessimistic Dodgers fan I've ever met in my life. He hates everything.
Bravos, Padres, and D-backs are all in the wild card. The D-backs are 4.5 up, so are the Padres. The real race is going to come down to the Braves, Mets, and Giants. Giants, Cardinals, and Mets are all back though. So Cardinals and Giants are 3.5 back, which is not insurmountable, but is a tough slog. Mets are 2 games back. The Braves are the better team out of all of those teams.
Are they though, with all the injuries?
They've been hurt.
They have so many. They're basically onto their AAA team at this point.
And they're still 2 games up at the wild card.
It's brutal. It's crazy.
I still take the Braves here. You take the Mets? You have any faith?
The power of friendship.
Power of grimace.
Yeah. There might be a full moon on a random day or a shooting, and the Mets just go crazy.
The absolute power of grimace. Padres are threatening. D-backs and Padres are both They're 3 games back of the Dodgers right now. That whole division, the NL West, is like fire right now. Except for the Rockies. Well, they're a dumpster fire. It's kind of like fire.
Beat us by fucking 13 runs. Don't know how that happened.
Also, shout out to the White Sox. Hey, you showed up. You showed up. You had a game.
Up by 9 on the Yankees the other day.
Have yourself a game.
They had a fucking day, dude. They had a great day the other day. Good for the White Sox. Good for you.
Yankees with Jazz on the IL. Sticker. Not great. It was not great for the Yankees. And I wanted to talk about MVP. MVP is interesting. In the NL, I think it's probably going to be something stupid like Shohei.
It's going to be Shohei, without a doubt.
That's dumb. That's dumb. so dumb.
Who would you pick over him?
I might give it to a pitcher. I might fuck around and give it to a pitcher.
Wild.
In the AL, it's going to be Aaron Judge, right?
Yeah. As much as I want it to be Bobby Witt, it's not. It's Aaron Judge.
I mean, it's not Freeman in the NL. Although
Tao thinks it's Gunnar.
Tao, you would pick Gunnar if he had
Jackson Holiday, co-MVP.
I mean, Shohei's leading a lot of the categories. It is what it is. I don't have a problem with Shohei. I think he's a great player. He's got a 297 average with 37 home runs and 86 RBIs. He has stolen a ton of bases. He's got 33 steals. I want to ask you what you think about MVPs. Do they have to be on winning teams? The reason I'm asking you this is it's cooled off a little bit, but last week I showed the stats between Vlad and Judge.
Yep.
And they were pretty well even. Judge had a little bit of a uptick, obviously, on the homers, but Vlad has out-hit him in every other way. Less RBIs because he's on a shit team right now. And he's still playing well. And in this case, full transparency, I think that Judge is absolutely the MVP in the AL. I don't think it's really any question.
I don't either.
And he's probably my favorite player that doesn't play for my team. Which pains me that he plays for the Yankees. Fucking Yankees. But where does the MVP have to play on like a winning team? Does he have to be on a playoff team?
I see. In baseball, I don't think it matters as much because it's such an individual sport. The problem is that the player that's usually at the top of this statistically, his team's usually doing pretty fucking good. I don't think that he has to be. I just think that it's always gonna be just because having a guy like that leads to success. You like having a dude like Judge in the middle of your lineup is going to give you a shit. That's why WAR is such an important stat.
WAR is a huge factor. What's up? The sports podcast. Shout out to RC. MVP should be the MOP, the most outstanding player, which is what it is in the CFL. They don't actually do most valuable because the argument of value is subjective. It's like you can't tell me who's not the most outstanding because you can just go easy.
We're all about capital here.
Steven Tao says mop is the sound wet pasta makes when it hits a wall. Yeah, well. You wouldn't be saying that if Gunnar was the mop, would you?
It's an incredibly important award.
I think that it's important. And you're right. Like, obviously, if your team is winning, like I just said with Vladdy, he would have a ton more RBI if he was on a team where he was actually doing something. OPS right now in the American League, it's Judge, Soto, Bobby Witt, and then Devers.
Rafi.
He's having himself a
big scoops.
I don't know. I think that it has to be something to consider.
Gunner's probably fourth on my list for AL. If I had to, I just was looking through everything. I think he's fourth.
I mean, that's not That's not bad.
I've Judge, Witt, Soto, Gunnar, Jose Ramirez, Devers, Yordan Alvarez, Vladdy, Cal Rayleigh.
So for WAR, so this is your WAR for all of Major League Baseball right now. You want to guess who number 2 is behind Aaron Judge? 8.1 this season. Just stupid. He's worth 8 wins.
Was a position player?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it Marcelo Zuna?
It's not. It's Bobby Witt Jr.
Don't dog.
7.7 WAR. And then it's Soto, and then it's Gunnar at 4. We're at 7.
I saw if Bobby Witt played in Yankee Stadium, he'd have like 8 more home runs than he does right now.
Yeah, Gunnar is 4 in WAR right now. And then
dog.
And then it's Anders after Gunnar, it's Jared Duran. Oh, Shohei is
fan favorite. Jaron Duran.
Shohei.
Fuck him.
Starling Marte. Scooble's in there. He's the highest pitcher.
Old screwball himself.
Yeah. And then it's Chapman and then Green. So the pitcher's down at the bottom of the list. But, I mean, what are you supposed to do with that list? So offensive WAR, when you take the pitchers out, it's obviously the same from Marte, Duran, and then Devers is 8th. De La Cruz 9th. Guerrero 10th, tied with Lindor. Like, man, those guys are ridiculous. Do you know who the leader in defensive WAR is?
I don't. Who we got?
It's Dalton Varsho.
It was gonna be my guess. It's just because you've been posting them constantly.
Because you know why? Because people are still shitting on the Moreno trade because they traded Jansen after. Skeens should be MVP. Actually, he should win the Cy Young, but he won't. He won't win the Cy Young. Chris Sale will win it, but it should be Skeens.
Chris Sale winning an MVP with the Braves after we trade him is going to pain me probably more than the Judon trade if I had to guess.
Yeah. I defensive WAR is Varsho, and I LOL at that because people are posting about Gabe Moreno after the Jays traded Jansen in a year where they're not competing.
Gabe Moreno sounds like a Disney star.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. He's a good catcher. D-backs will get him in the playoffs again, and people will love that. Best thing Chris Sale ever did was cutting up all the jerseys he didn't want to wear. Oh, that's good. That's good. What does Witt have to do to take this MVP from Judge?
Hit like 15 more home runs. That's the only thing he's behind in my opinion.
Then why do we just award like? That's so dumb. This is such a dumb award. It's such a dumb award.
As long as Aaron Judge is hitting 40 plus home runs a year for the New York Yankees, he's gonna keep getting MVPs. And now Shohei's in the NL, so it's gonna keep happening.
Well, that's the problem. This is what I'm saying. This is a shitty award. This is so dumb. It's because we're just going to give it to Aaron Judge or Shohei Ohtani every fucking year.
Mm-hmm.
He plays for the Dodgers. He plays
for the Yankees.
I hate it. I think it's stupid. I will say if John Kenzie Noel goes to the Red Sox, though, it's up. He's got the fucking MVP award on lock. That guy's going to fucking crush over the monster. It'd be Manny Part 2 with less contacts in the bat, but just as much power. Yeah, I don't know. Bobby Witt has he doesn't. I don't even think he's close in terms of RBI. I don't think he's anywhere close, but I can find out.
Good question, RC. I think MLB definitely gains with them. I don't know if definitely is the right word, actually, because you want to have those marketable guys on lesser teams to make those teams marketable, but nobody wants to watch the Pirates. Nobody wants to watch the Royals. The only reason I'm tuning into them is because of players like that. And if you just put them all on the Dodgers and the Yankees, then those are the only teams you have to market, which is what you've done for the last 25 years.
MLB has done a shit job. Witt has 88, by the way. He is 4th in RBI.
Thank you.
Ramirez has 97, Ozuna has 90, and Witt has 88.
Jose Ramirez is one of the most underappreciated players in baseball. And the Guardians in general are underappreciated, in my opinion. That team is so good.
I do want to remind you that you called them, I believe it was trash in a trash division.
You're right. I'm wrong. Hand up. Yeah, I did say that.
But they're playing well. They've
been fantastic.
You don't get to pick your division. So, you
don't. And I thought they would be. I thought they'd fizzle out once they started seeing more competition after the first month or two, and they didn't. No, they went to the NL. They housed people there. They were in the NAL division. They fucking housed people there. They've been fantastic.
Yeah,
pitching's been great. Hitting's been great. Steve Kwan's a dog. Jose Ramirez,
on my fantasy team. Do I play fantasy baseball? Yes, I do.
I like fantasy baseball. I can't keep up with it.
It's hard,
day.
Isn't it?
I can't do it.
The commitment is a pain.
It's ridiculous. It's the same thing with hockey. I like fantasy hockey. I just can't fucking keep up
hockey,
with it.
But that's why I do dailies. Because if I miss a day, it's no skin off my back. I just enter a lineup when I can remember the time. You definitely need more big names. You need more big names on big market teams, but I think that it's better to leave those guys where they are. Witt Jr. playing for the Royals means more people want to watch. Remember Sunday Night Baseball as like event television? Like, oh shit, the Pirates are playing the Royals. Like, yeah, I'd want to watch that. I would never want to watch it if it was like the old days of like, what are we going to see? Like, who the hell was the catcher that was on the Royals for like 100 years?
Salvador Perez. He's still playing.
So like Sal Perez is not going to move the needle for me, but Bobby Witt will. 100%.
Salvador Perez is like 32. Doesn't that blow your mind?
Yes. He's like 100.
I got to get his actual age, but I think he's 32.
He's probably 32. He's been around
34.
All right. We had some interesting news. You have some like odd news for us from the world of chess.
Oh, we want to talk chess. Can we talk before we get out of baseball? Do you want to talk about the Reds Marlins injection the other night?
Yeah, let's talk about
that. Shit was wild. So Ellie De La Cruz, I forget who was pitching, but De La Cruz is up to bat. He takes a pitch low for strike 3. He did the classic MLB crouch, which blows my mind to this day that people still do that. If you think a pitch is going to be low, don't fucking do that. You're making your body smaller. Just stay standing. Why? I don't know. It blows my mind. No one. I didn't play baseball at a high level, so I shouldn't be giving you advice, but it confuses me every time I see it. Reds manager David Bell pops out, who has a ton of ejections this year.
So many.
Very calm. He didn't yell. He didn't raise his voice. And this was after Ellie had a little conversation with the ump, who was Bill Miller, by the way. Had a little lengthy conversation about, hey, that was low, yada, yada. Went their separate ways, no problem. David Bell comes out. 2 words are uttered. Shout out John Boy. He goes, Bill, that's low. And then Bill Miller, without saying a word back to him, just real quick, you're gone. Just one little, you're gone. That's it for fucking David Bell that night. Good night. Steph Curry, night, you're gone. It was the quickest, calmest, most nothing ejection of all time. I understand you're allowed to throw them out as soon as they start arguing, but I'd maybe let him get a little more heated than that. You could have said the same thing you said to Ellie. I don't know. It was wild. I've never seen an ejection go like so quick. There was never an argument. He said one thing and it was gone. And then he starts calling for ball. Like he didn't even want to hear him.
That's fair. Umpires are also shit. So George Springer was the opposite of that when he got ejected.
Yeah, I saw that. That was funny. You were like, where was this fire in fucking May?
Where was it? Why was nobody like that earlier when it could have mattered? But yeah, he was real heated. All right. Isn't Bill Miller the ump? Brett Laurie chucked the helmet at?
He is correct.
So, yeah, I'm
He
pretty
was
sure.
suspended 4 games for that. I had to Google it.
Yeah, he was.
I like barely remember that. I love
Brett Laurie.
I liked Brett Laurie a lot too. He was always my show third baseman for a time. He was a time period.
He's an unforgettable for sure.
Went to the Braves after, right?
Yeah. Everybody that was a Blue Jay eventually ended up on the Braves because of Alex Anthopoulos.
That makes sense.
They're like, we're minor leaguers now, and he's like, hey, you can come play.
Got an email from Alex Anthopoulos one time.
Did you?
I did. I was for a project I was doing. I did not ever expect an email back. I was like, you're the best. Thank you. So shout out Alex Anthopoulos.
Shoot your shot, ladies and gentlemen. That's all that says. Shoot your shots. Don't message players about your fantasy stats. Like, don't be that guy, but like, don't be afraid to message people. That's how I got followed by Sergeant Slaughter on Twitter.
I don't think I still have it. I think it was on my school email. I don't think I can get into that anymore. It's unfortunate.
I shot a message to Sergeant Slaughter, and I was like, "You were great in the '80s, man. I loved watching him." And he was like, "Appreciate it." And then he followed me on X, and I was dope as hell.
I was supposed to get I was gonna get a fucking interview with the Godfather on Stone Sports, and then COVID let up, and he got super busy with shit, and we just never relinked back up. But that would have been sick. I gotta text him again.
We follow him.
DM him.
What's going on? Wrestlers are super accessible, is what we're
trying to get the whole train on the Stone Sports podcast. Let's go.
Chess.
Russia.
Super competitive sport. It's such a competitive sport, chess. So you're not going to believe what happened with chess.
There's nobody more intense than people that sit inside all day at a board game.
All right.
Amina Abakarova, a chess coach from some city I can't pronounce in Russia, has been arrested and accused of poisoning an opponent with mercury. Per Svensson's report, which cites outlets inside and outside of Russia where chess is extremely popular, the 40-year-old is facing up to 3 years in prison and a potential lifetime ban from chess. The lifetime ban seems accurate. 3 years in prison for trying to fucking poison somebody seems light to me. I know it's Russia and it's like their MO. Like, that's what we do. That's what we do here. We poison people. But still seems light to me. The alleged incident involved Abakarova attempting to poison a younger rival. Can't do that one. You got the first one. I can't do that one. At the Dagestan Chess Championship, she was filmed appearing to smear mercury from a thermometer on a chair before her match. Didn't poison her food, nothing like that. She was like, I know exactly where you're going to be sitting right here. Mercury lace butthole. Tough way to bow out of a chess competition, if I do say so myself. She began feeling ill shortly after sitting down to the board and summoned emergency medical assistance. Quote, I still feel bad in the first minutes. I felt a lack of air and taste of iron in my mouth. I had to spend about 5 hours on this board. I don't know what would have happened to me if I hadn't seen it earlier. Osmanova told the Russian state news outlet. Amazingly, she has recovered and finished the tournament in second place. All-time, flu game.
It's the chess version of flu game.
Abakarova reportedly told police she was motivated by personal hostility and is said to still remain in police custody. This happened hours ago.
Too ridiculous.
Wild shit. What are we doing?
We're poisoning people because of.
They're like, what happened? Why'd you do that? She's like, I just hate that bitch. I really wanted to see her in pain. What a psychopath you have to be to be across that chessboard from somebody, knowing you poison them and watching them freak out and actually get ill. And you're just like, what? What's happening? Oh my God. That's crazy.
Are you okay?
Kendrick Drake level hate.
I can't find my thermometer to check your temperature. I lost it.
Oh no.
Is
it hot in here? Let me check. Oh my God! Somebody broke the thermometer.
There's mercury in my ass. We're fully off the rails. You got more stone for us?
I got one more, yeah. Pennsylvania man is now sitting in the same jail that he tried to break into over the weekend. Allegheny County Police said on a Facebook post that the man identified as 34-year-old Pittsburgh resident Charles Felder was found injured outside of the Allegheny County Jail around 7 a.m. on Saturday. WTAE TV reported that surveillance video showed that Felder began trying to break into the visitors' lobby at 4 a.m. before he got tired and collapsed. Felder used a garbage can to bash the lobby glass, definitely a former Astros prospect, and repeatedly yanked the door handles, causing some damage. Police told the station that Felder got angry when responders arrived to help him and spat in a medic's face. Felder was taken to a hospital for minor injuries and then released. According to online court documents, Felder was charged with attempted burglary, criminal mischief, institutional vandalism, and harassment, and has a preliminary hearing scheduled for August 20th. Have you ever seen Prison Break?
Yes.
You can't put him in the same prison he's trying to break into.
No, that's a
He
bad
clearly has motivation. They asked him, they're like, I don't know if they asked him. Police could not give a motive for Felder trying to break into the jail. That's because he's got tattoos all over his body. And his brother assassinated the vice president. You can't do that.
You remember how we talked about pole vault Dick guy, where he's like, he didn't make it over, and everybody that makes it over, it's like, nice vault.
But
well,
we know you're
right. I feel like that's what the charge of criminal mischief is to a criminal. It's like, oh, nice charge. Couldn't do like a full crime. You had to do
assault anybody or vandalize anything. You
chipped the paint. I'm gonna have to prime that. Like you're denting the scaffold. Oh, you're wrecking everything. Like it just criminal mischief is just.
I could possibly get a confirm or deny in the chat, but is criminal mischief not what happens when you play on construction equipment after hours?
Pretty sure.
I don't know. We maybe get a confirm or deny in the chat from that. But anyway, criminal mischief definitely on the lower end. Like you're like, what are you in for? General mischief. That was up to no good.
With some tomfoolery. It's been a tough day. Trespassing. Institutional harm. I don't know.
Institutional harm is what they're trying to charge Rachel Gunn with. You harmed the entire country of Australia with your performance, man. We would like you at least 30 days and some sort of Gordon Bombay level of
well,
the fuck is it called?
You got to know these things in
community
your
service
line of work, don't you? You gotta know the max sentences. You gotta stop people. You gotta lower the sentence for institutional harm and criminal mischief.
I have a bug in my room.
That's not good. Well, it's a good thing that we're at the end of the show. So otherwise,
it's gone. I don't know where it went.
Criminal
mischief by my face and it was gone. I'm gonna charge it
with criminal mischief.
Something trespassing.
I think we need some Ocho criminal mischief T-shirts at some point.
Those could go hard.
We got some criminal mischief. You know who would get charged with criminal mischief? That slingshot guy, King.
Yeah, he's just a child at heart, though. You can't. He's like, oh, I'm really like 11 in a 75-year-old's body. You can't actually try me.
That's a fair point, Tal. Fair point. Welch only knows on the West Coast. That's fair.
PA.
That's West.
PA is too close to Ohio. We don't know what goes on there. It's also Amish country. They might have different laws.
They definitely have different laws. Laws of Skyline Chili. It's the chili laws. Yeah, I don't watch out for that shit.
Chili Wars. That's like that's some show. We could make some show.
Gonna happen now.
It's like Chopped, but it's just chili.
It's just chili. Yeah, it's only.
Not a big chili guy. Unpopular opinion, I know, but not a big chili guy.
But I make it, so it's like when I make it.
Everybody that makes chili says their chili is the best chili.
I thoroughly enjoy my chili. I think that it is a top tier chili. It's probably not the best though. That market is packed on Saturdays. Everybody wants to buy their shit. Nobody wants to like saying everybody
They're
talks.
kind of weird, but they have a great deal.
Here's the deal: you can talk shit about the Amish on the internet because they don't have it to
They
read
don't
it.
know. They don't know.
They don't know. They just assume we're all real nice.
It's like talking to your coworker about another coworker. Like, they're never gonna know.
They're never gonna find out. All right. Anything else before we get out of here? We're not here next week.
Oh yeah, I'm out. I'm on vacation. I'm at the beach.
Dubs.
I might get into some criminal mischief. Who knows?
Dubs is not doing crimes.
Never. I don't do crimes.
Just doing mischief. It's not crimes. So we're gone next week, but we're back.
Technically, it's not a crime up here. I can smoke what I want.
It's not a crime here either. You can absolutely smoke what you want. So we'll be back on the 28th. And we'll have everything recapped. Still have a newsletter for you coming Friday. Make sure to subscribe to that. Don't forget to follow Storm Sports Podcast on Twitch.
Little preview for the live listeners. I am I was trying to do a piece for Friday about Olympic sports that were one and dones, and it turned into a Rachel Gunn hit piece. So I'm about halfway through it. Well, that should be out Friday.
That'll be out Friday with a weekend wager telling you to bet the Patriots under, whatever the number is.
Yes,
1
sir.
under 0 probably still under. We'll give you back a game. I don't know. For Dubs, I am Armchair. We will see you next week here live on the Ocho.